This is Chris Arps, and I want to wish Marc Cox a happy anniversary on your 1 year of having your own show on 97.1. It's been fun, and I wish you many, many more years of continued success with your radio show.
But how did he do that? Because he's standing right here in the studio. Thank you, Chris, for taping. That's very nice of you.
I haven't been paid yet for that stuff you told me, right? What you wrote down for me to say?
She's directing you down the hallway.
We do have some surprise congratulations today from different people.
I shouldn't have done that, but thank you.
It'll be
Thank
fun.
You. Glad that it's done. Thank you. Oh, look at this. There's Jeff Allen coming into the studio. If you're watching on our studio camera. Jim Modulin, Tim Elwell, thank you guys. What you got? Oh.
I hope you didn't fill up on all of Jason's cookies.
Of course not. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
I got it. This is not great radio, but I got a cookie cake. It says, congrats on your 1 year anniversary. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So it'll probably flop out here. Can you see? I'll hold it up there. Thank you.
Appropriate?
Oh, perfect. Blue and white. Thank you. Yeah.
It's been.
I've still got my black armband on from this year. Thank you.
It's been 1 year. Who would have guessed it? I didn't think it was going to last. No.
That's my supporting boss.
When we started this, I guess about 13 months ago, 12 months on the air, we set certain levels. Okay, here's where we want to be with the ratings. Here's where we want to be with the revenue. And you have blew both of those out of the water in 6 months.
Awesome. Hey, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Thank you, Jeff.
Nice.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thrilled to have you for this year and all the years to come. And, I mean, when you have people like Chris on your show, it's only going to get better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
you better say yes.
I don't have I got nothing for you, Chris.
Oh, my God.
Please clap.
Thank you.
I'm just mesmerized by all the festivities.
Well, timing's everything, Jeff Allen, because you bring me in here just before the primaries and all of that stuff in the spring and just
that wasn't
no
just
shortage
luck.
of things
that
to talk
was well calculated. It was luck.
Jeff knows what he's doing.
We're having a conversation in Jeff's office, and he goes, well, here's my concern. What are you going to do when you walk in one day and your show hasn't been laid in your lap because of something Trump said or something Bannon said or something Chuck Schumer said? Well, what do you do?
And you know that's going to end. Right. And it hasn't.
No.
I was going to say, so far we haven't had that problem.
So we still don't know the answer to that question, do we?
That's right. But it's been a great first year. We hope to have you here another 15 or 20 years.
Nice.
And
Thank you.
I'm thrilled we finally got this done. So congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thanks for the cookie cake. Very nice. Awesome. Did you just hear him talk about that contract extension? I think he said 15 years, didn't he?
20.
We had that on tape?
20.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got it in here. 15 years 15? Is the current rate.
Oh, is that? No, let's talk here. Thank you very much.
Car allowance in there somewhere?
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Very nice of you. Very nice. What a nice surprise. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. Wow. That caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
I thought they played those yesterday, so I wasn't for sure if they had.
Oh, is that what you were recording the other day? You tricked me. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It was a secret.
I know. He asked me, he was like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, I didn't know what.
I got to record something for a promo. Oh, okay. I see. All right. Well, now that I've been completely knocked off kilter here, let me get back.
Mark is for once speechless. Everybody.
My wife would say that too.
I know.
Yeah, I know. She absolutely would. Thank you, Ball, for doing that. Back to the United thing for a minute. It's got a few folks that have called in here. Let me get to their phone calls. Michael, thanks for calling the program. You're on the air.
Hey, thank you, and congrats on your 1 year.
Thank you.
So, real quick, two things. One, I don't understand contract law, but you would think that if you're paying for a service or whatever, that you've got some kind of contract with the airline for your seat. Secondly is if he would have broken some kind of rule, regulation, or something, and then been asked to get off, I totally get that. But would you want your mother, wife, or child treated that way? And do the math. Think about the math. 4 tickets that they would have had to reimburse up to the $1,000 vouchers. So you're looking at anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000 versus just paying some employees some overtime till you can rearrange the logistics of your employees on the aircraft. I just think it would have made a lot more sense to handle it differently.
Would have been. I bet they're thinking the same thing today, Michael. I bet you're right. In hindsight.
Please be. You're a great show, and I know you lean a certain way or whatever, like some other folks do also. But please try and stay objective as you can, and I'll keep listening.
Michael, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for the phone call. I'm sure that United is thinking, if we had just, and you finish the sentence, but if you'd just done any of that differently, this would be looking a whole lot better for you today than it has.
You know, when you look at the back of, like, sports tickets, they have, like, a disclaimer kind of thing on there that says, hey, you may have bought this ticket and everything, but we can put you out, anytime that we want to.
In fact, I'm thinking back, so I specifically remember being at a Cincinnati Bengals game one time many years ago.
Bored, weren't you?
Yeah, well, it was freezing. No, come on, dude. They're like the Rams. They had one good season.
Yeah,
and so we're at a Cincinnati Bengals game in the old Riverfront Stadium, the old stadium they used to play in Cincinnati with a good friend of mine who had one too many drinks. And we're way up high. We're in the nosebleed section, and he's trying to get down the aisle back to his seat with yet another tall beer.
Right.
And he lost his balance and fell forward and on top of the poor people sitting in front of him, went down 2 or 3 rows and spilled beer all over everybody. Needless to say, he was escorted out of the stadium, and he had nothing to say about it because they've got rules. You have to follow the rules. I'm not saying this guy did anything wrong, but he still had – when they ask you to leave, you have to leave. It's not your facility.
The screwed up thing about this story is he wasted a $10 beer.
Yeah, well, that's sad. I mean, he was very bummed about that. In fact, then it was probably $10 back then. It's probably $15 now.
Exactly. That's what I'd be upset about.
Joanne, you're on the radio. Thanks for calling.
I'd like to talk to Jeff Allen, please.
He just left the studio. I'm sorry.
Would you tell him Joanne's on the phone? I'm sure he'll come back.
Jeff,
listen, what I got to ask you is I heard on other stations where they only had to drive like 4-hour drive. Why didn't they do that instead of all this trouble?
You mean the employees?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's what, probably 5 hours, I'd think, from Chicago to Louisville, roughly.
Well, they said 4 in this one, and I'm so proud of myself. I really act like I know what I'm talking about, don't I? Huh?
Joanne, nice job. Thank you.
It's okay. And, hey, I want to congratulate you. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
You've been here a year. Now, keep up the good work and don't blow it, okay?
Yeah, don't you worry, Joanne. Thank you. The pressure's on now.
Okay,
all right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. That was sweet.
I'm wondering, how much is this really going to hurt United Airlines? I mean, the bad PR and all that, but the airline industry has consolidated over the last 10 years. There's only a handful of airlines anyway. You don't really have a whole lot of choices.
What do you do, right? So if you go to Travelocity or one of these discount websites to get the best price you can, often you've got multiple connections, and sometimes it may be on more than one airline. You're never quite sure what you're going to get. Whatever pops up, it gives you the best price. I can't imagine, even if somebody manages to pull off this boycott of this situation, which I don't agree with, I just can't imagine that it's going to be very effective. No. Right? I would agree with you. And here's the other thing. A lot of these airlines, they have people who live in one city but whose flights are all based out of a different city. Right. Now, maybe those are largely pilots. I don't know, but for some reason this crew needed to get from Chicago to Louisville for their next ride or their next flight. And that was the issue. Maybe they didn't have 4 hours to get them there. I don't know. You're right. They could easily have driven.
I was kind of thinking, I didn't maybe hear this, but I was thinking maybe another crew got ill in Kentucky or something, and they needed to get. That's why at the last minute, instead of doing this in the terminal where they usually do this stuff, they're asking people on the plane, hey, we need to get people off the plane. We need to get this crew down in Kentucky. And I was thinking maybe another crew got ill or
might have been to the Bourbon bar down there in Kentucky. Exactly. There's a lot of those, That's a good thing.
Good friend of mine took a Kentucky Bourbon tour week before last.
They have one, and you know what they also have down there? This has always fascinated me because, I know at the end of the Go Marathon and some of these marathons in town, they have a beer booth at the end where when you complete the run, You can get, well, in Kentucky, they have it Bourbon.
How come I only seen bananas and water?
You finish the run in this bourbon trace or whatever they call it, and you get to the end, and they give you shots of bourbon.
Oh, well.
There you go. That'll hydrate you, won't you? Come on.
Yeah, tourism,
That probably attracts a lot of people down there, I would think.
Non-runners alike.
John, you're on the radio. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just calling a comment about the man on the plane. I mean, if he was a doctor, I don't think he acted very professional at all. And that, if he was asked to do it, there's other ways he could have handled it. He could have got off the plane and been very diplomatic with the people at the counter. So I don't feel the airline was in the wrong at all. The security guard maybe went overboard, but what the airline was doing, I don't feel is in the wrong at all.
All right, John. Thank you. Yeah, I would. I don't think the airline handled it right. Yeah. But I guess once the decision was made that this guy was going to leave the plane, security didn't have many options left. And when they tried to lift him up, he dove sideways, and they had a hold of him, but he hit his head on the arm of the chair next to him and busted his lip or his nose or something. He was bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, it just seems like people are more upset with his treatment after the fact instead of, hey, they're asking this guy to leave and we'll give you $1,000 so these 4 employees can fly.
They're not the ones that had the slogan "Fly the Friendly Skies," are they?
I think so.
Are they? Is it United?
I think that is their slogan. Fly the Friendly Skies.
They're going to be looking for a new motto here soon, aren't they?
Well, we're going to be seeing a lot of commercials.
That's right.
From them.
Hey, Chris, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate all you've done for us the past year and hope to keep you around here for a long time. Chris, by the way, will be filling in for me on Friday.
I
appreciate it.
Good Friday.
It's going to be a great Friday. You bet.
I got my sermon all prepared.
Looking forward to it. All right, coming up at the top of the next hour, we're going to talk about the new Supreme Court Justice, Neil Gorsuch, and some of the first cases he'll get a chance to rule on. We'll be back.
This hour of the Marc Cox Show brought to you by Naputi Wellness, NaputiWellnessCenter.com.
All right, Rhino Shield is booking up right now already for spring, of course, and for summer because like any other business, they need to get these jobs loaded in the chute. You've got to get in line. It doesn't mean you're going to have to wait a long time, but you want to start planning now is the point. That's why you should call them today. Ask them about the 18-month special financing deal they have at no interest. Ask them about their spring special savings program and the percentage you can get off right now if you go ahead and schedule that job. You can call them at 877-25-RHINO and ask them about it. Now, remember, they're putting a permanent exterior ceramic coating. It has almost a rubbery feel when they put it on the outside of the house. You don't have to paint it again. It's waterproof. It blocks the sun's rays. They're going to be in and out of your house in about a week. They're going to put 2 or 3 coats on. You are going to love it. So call Darren and the folks at Rhino Shield, 877-25-RHINO, or go to their website at 877-25rhino.com.
If you're retiring in the next 5 years, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, First Vice President Investments with Stifel and host of On the Money, heard every Saturday from 11 till noon on FM News Talk 97.1. Retirement is a huge step, and when it comes to investing your retirement assets, you can't afford to make mistakes. It's vitally important that you work with an experienced professional to guide you through the important retirement decisions. If you're retiring soon, let's meet to develop a clear plan for your retirement goals. Your meeting is an opportunity to understand your retirement options and receive my personal recommendation on how you should proceed. Of course, your consultation is free of charge and requires no obligation on your part. If you're retiring in the next 5 years, now is the time to review your plan. To schedule your free retirement plan review, visit bobstockdale.com or call me at 636-448-7655. That's bobstockdale.com or 636-448-7655. Stifel, member NYSE and SIPC.
Your voice lets